Wow, 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 wow. Glory. Good evening, amazing viewers of Altar of Answered Prayers and Higher Life Church. We are back once again with our Wonders of God program. Wherever you are, share the links with all your members, share the links with your friends and invitees. Tell them that Wonders of God, we are alive and we are here to talk about the mighty acts of God. Today I have new faces here. I'm so excited with my new panel. I know you guys missed the old ones, but I mean, the mercies of God are new every morning, so there are new faces being brought to the show. And I know that from today's session, you'll be inspired about the amazing things that God is doing in High Life Church, the amazing things that God is doing through our man of God, Pastor Stephen. Before we delve straight into what God is doing, I'll say something brief. So if you are here and then this is the first time you are connecting and then you don't know about the Altar of Answered Prayers, the Altar of Answered Prayers is a platform, it's a prayer platform with our man of God, Pastor Stephen, where we pray every Monday to Wednesdays from 8 p.m. From 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yes, and in the prayer, prophetic declarations are made, people's cases are mentioned, and the mighty hand of God interferes into the situations of other people. Yes, so if you've not been joining, I don't know why you have not been joining. Praise the Lord. And if you've been joining and you've been joining alone, how can you be this selfish? It's time to get other people connected. So this week has been an amazing week for us as a church. Yes, we have an amazing milestone in our ministry with our online miracle service yesterday. I mean, before we started the online miracle service, Pastor gave a scripture about how in this online miracle service it will be characterized by wonders, and that is what we saw. As at now, we have 15K people who have watched. It's 15,000 people. Wow. It's not one, like if you count it, 15,000 people. The different platforms that was streamed. We were live on Abi TV. All those people were in their homes. They have not been counted. On-site participants have not been counted. Like, it's too much.
Like the reach of the TV alone is big.
Yeah,
Like
because I
it's
think
really
Abi
big.
TV is like a common TV station that everybody has access to.
And the thing with Abi TV, okay, so being there, I know Abi TV covers like Accra, and Abi TV covers
Kumasi. I went to
so
Kumasi. I
Central,
saw
Kumasi, those things. But then when it comes to Ojaba TV, being there, Ojaba TV is a plus. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
So when we started, I remember when we started, I started streaming on Abi TV. Then I came there, my boss asked me, are we also streaming on Ojaba TV? I was like, yes, you're streaming live on Ojaba TV. Then he shifted it to Ojaba TV so I could see it playing there. The thing is, Ojaba TV is a satellite TV station.
Okay.
So even if you are somewhere like in China, all those countries where you can access, where they use satellite TV stations, wherever you are, when you scan your TV, Ojaba TV pops up.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a very expensive. It's a big TV channel. Wow. So it's satellite. It's global.
Yesterday when we were on set, like I happen to have friends that we invited people. We did a lot of invitations, but there are people that I could not reach. So I was there, and then somebody was sending me screenshots that the person said he saw me on TV.
I was like, that means you are famous.
Yeah,
because you see, just by being connected to Higher Life Church, you have gone global. Global visibility. Amazing. Like yesterday was such an amazing milestone.
I remember that prophecy Pastor gave that his friends are going to watch him on TV.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys remember.
I remember.
Yeah. Yes.
And
yesterday
you've seen a manifestation of it.
Yes.
Now your friends, you see, you are not the man of God though, but because you serve in the ministry, your friends are also watching you on TV. Just like
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yes,
so yesterday was a very big milestone in the ministry. The number of people connected was like, it was amazing. As at a point, we had over 1.4K live connected throughout. Like before we ended, we had more than 1,000 people connected as at 2:30 a.m.
Exactly.
It takes a power to pull such a crowd. Though.
Exactly.
And the mighty miracles that happened.
Hey.
The mighty miracles that happened. The mighty miracles that happened. If you're a member of the altar, now is the time to type in the comment section, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because, hey, miracle service. And indeed, it was characterized by miracles. You see, when we started the testimony, when Pastor prays for the people and they will be like, okay, so we are coming to take testimonies. God is such an amazing you. Like the way he started, it started with some testimonies that you think that, hey, this testimony is there.
You know, yesterday what was happening was pain.
So I will come to each of my panel and then I will ask you the highlights. What was your highlights? So let me start with Sir Bonaventure, our very own testimony coordinator. So Sir Bonaventure, like throughout the service, what was your highlights from the beginning to the end? You can name one highlight for you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Ma. Sorry. I'd like to thank Pastor Seth for this opportunity. I'd also like to thank Dr. Mankwa for the privilege to be here. Thank you so much for hosting me as well. You know, yesterday, I mean, it feels like we should do it again for real, big time.
Among of God said we'll do it again. Oh. So wherever you are, anticipate online Miracle Service 2.0.
I'm telling you, like, actually right now we have like, I think over 15,000 people who have watched us on YouTube, currently. Right after the session.
You see,
after everything.
Right after the session, I went to check and it was 12K views. I was like, hey!
Because it was actually updated. It was actually updating. Before the service ended, we actually had like about 14,680.
Wow.
Yes.
Live.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. Yes.
Hey! Like, this is serious. You see, that's something that people fail to see. It takes the power of God. Like, you should have some level of power to be able to command such masses.
You know, what people do not, you see, because of, like, some people do not understand the gravity of what happened yesterday. You get me? Like, we'll go into the testimonies, so no doubt. Because for me, when we get into testimonies, Charlie, it's like some spirits be just carrying, the Holy Ghost just carries.
That's your trigger.
But the thing is, it's what happened yesterday was amazing. We are now hearing that even if we were to use like the updated YouTube version, there was a point where we had 11,000 people watching
live 11K. That's
do you know the reason why it didn't make sense to me? It didn't make sense to me when I saw views 14,000 and then I saw watching live 1,000. It didn't really correlate. But then if you use an updated version of the YouTube, you realize that actually the live was 11,000 people watching live.
Serious. That's serious.
So you see,
11,000
the
people.
target of 5K was hit and surpassed.
Times 2.
11,000 people.
And we gave extra change on top.
Yes, because how does it make sense that you see views 14,000 and then you see watching 1K,
1.1.
1.1?
I think it even went to 1.3 and 1.5.
Yes, at some point it was actually 1.6. You see, it doesn't correlate. So when you look at the thing, the actual understanding was that if you use like an upgraded version of the YouTube, you understand, you realize that it doesn't tally. In actual sense, we had 11,000 people watching us live.
Wow.
Hey,
11,000 people
watching us live.
God is amazing. God is
Big
amazing.
time.
And it makes me believe so much in the power of God and in the grace of our man of God. Because I don't know any man of God that can pull such crowd. Like that I'm in personal contact with. Our man of God was able to pull over 11,000 people to watch him live.
Exactly.
It means God can trust him. Like God trusts him.
Listen.
God has invested so much in him that he thinks that 11,000 people can benefit from him.
Listen, guys, I'm not even gonna lie. You see, I do not like to. My pastor has taught me over the years, Bonaventure, don't exaggerate things. Keep it the way it is. If not, you won't be able to track your growth. You understand? I'm not even gonna lie to you, okay? Being somebody who works at a studio over there, like Higher Life just gave the studio a big recognition. I'm not going to lie. No, like all the outer side, the place is big. You get what I mean? It's big. The things you do there it's big. But like, no, like the studio has never been used for such a program as this. So with 11,000 people watching the video. So like, I want you to understand the gravity of what Higher Life Church just did. We just went to a place and then we left a touch of the church in there. Understand the gravity of what we did. So when you are celebrating, understand and celebrate all. Understand and celebrate all. It's
serious. It's serious.
Because my boss was really happy. Before I came, he was really happy about what we did yesterday. We were just talking about it a little bit, and then he was just giving some. But he was really, really proud of what happened.
Wow.
And to him, he actually wishes that. I'm telling you, it's just that some things are just too high for me. But he wishes like we can be there more often.
Oh, we are gonna be coming. They should expect us more. Hey, like yesterday was too amazing. The number of views shows that the power of God was present. Because it takes power to be able to command such masses.
And you know, the power alone, you didn't just command a mass like that. I'm telling you, maybe some people who do not really understand how things work spiritually. But then, like the state prophet, when we say that he's the state prophet, it's not just a name, it's not just a title, he's actually the carrier of God for this nation. Like, it's not a joke. And then he showed up there himself. You know, like some things are not to be taken lightly.
Yeah,
he showed up there, he joined us to worship God. You know, do you know, like for real, somebody can be worshiping God in their room. You get it, and then it will be going on well. Another person will be worshiping God in their room, and angels will be trooping there. Like, you understand? There's a difference in this thing because the way his relationship, Charlie, guys.
Like God.
And you know, he actually posted it on his page on TikTok.
Yes. He posted it on like it's big. It's big. The reach has actually we've gone way higher, man. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Yesterday was a day that was supposed to be remembered.
I'm sure by now our YouTube subscribers should be shooting as well.
Oh yeah. Yes, almost 70.
Yes. So you see, just yesterday alone, we've added like we are getting to like 2,000. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Say Moses. So coming to you, what was your highlights for the online miracle service yesterday?
Okay, so for me, one thing that I really looked out for was the words of the man of God. The man of God told us going into the service that there was a promotion for the church.
Yes.
And it was evidently seen.
Evidently.
Undoubtedly. That you could see that Pastor Ernest would say, Sunsum Kesiebi. Sunsum Kesiebi. Yes. Like, there's been an elevation in the realms of the spirit for us as a church. Because there are people that, you know, you couldn't reach out to, but you see them posting about the program.
Yes.
I was like, we were everywhere. Every platform, everybody was watching. I just could see that there's been a complete elevation for us. And me, I was so excited in my spirit because when I saw the views, 11,000 people watching live. That's not a joke.
That's crazy. Like, it's not normal at all.
And coming to, you know, maybe I know we'll go there. Coming to the message that came and going down
Brother
to
Moses, you know, the messaging. I'm not cutting you short, I'm so sorry, but the messaging. Listen, a lot of testimonies came yesterday that had to do with the message. But because of like the way we were, the testimonies we were sharing at that point, that's why maybe like we didn't mention it. You get me? But a lot of people texted that the message gave me peace. The message has
Sebi,
you get these kind of things.
Going back to the what happened yesterday, you could see that we actually felt the message like tangibly.
Yes.
The tangibility of the message. Like immediately the message was preached, we saw the message.
Exactly.
We felt the message.
Yes.
And we tasted it.
Exactly.
It was so amazing because some of the testimonies that earlier this afternoon, Pastor was sharing and it was on the pages. Like, you know, I don't want to go ahead of time. Like, you just see that like God came to town yesterday.
Yes.
And the fact that these things were online, you see, you know, sometimes these things, that is what blows my mind though. You see, some of us, we are coming from places where I don't want to go into detail, but an online service, like, how how do you tell me this? Like, you are streaming an online service and the man of God preaches, and immediately the message is done. Then he said he prays, then testimonies start coming.
Like,
if you like, go and take a camera, go and stream. You too pray, and when you are done, testimonies. You will see. Because I know people. I know people, like people. Someone will not just get up and just type that this was happening to me, and after the prayer, and after the prayer, and after the prayer, and yes, and they are not members.
The beauty of the thing was, because I was also receiving testimonies. Listen, every number that texted me yesterday, the only time members texted me, because I've been a testimony coordinator, I have a lot of the High Life members, their numbers saved. Because when you text me to share a testimony, I ask your name and I save your number. You get me? So the only time members texted me was when they were taking screenshots of other people's testimony on the YouTube comment section and sending it to me. All the people who you heard me share their testimony were unknown numbers on my phone. They were not members. And some of them were thanking the people who invited them.
So me, in conclusion, the entire service for me, what it did to me is that it made me highly esteem the words of the man of God. Yes, because everything he said and we prophesied and he saw ahead of time for that particular service is exactly what we saw in the service. Because at one point I was asking myself that the target that we have, how are we going to do it? You know, we were pushing, we were doing everything. At a point that you know that your effort can take you somewhere.
Yes.
But there is a kind of results that when you have, you know that this is not your effort. Because if you look at the membership of the church, and even the number of people who even put themselves in terms of these invitations and all, you know that this results we saw was completely out of the results that came from the words of the man of God. The words of the man of God, and it was a completely amazing. I mean, I happened to be on site myself. At the point in time, I had to just leave what I'm doing and come and stand and start absorbing myself, because the atmosphere was so different. And for the state, what Bonaventure was saying, for the state prophet to come and join us in that particular service was really a touching moment for us as a church. That when we were worshiping, the man of God himself came to join us. The service was completely amazing, and as we said, we would have to have another session. We have to have, and it's like you were eating and so so you really want more. So we would have to have another session, because yesterday we can't get over it. We can't get over it. Yes, it was amazing.
Yesterday's service was too powerful. Like, even as you guys have shared with us your highlights, we'll delve into the testimonies. And beginning, like how you said it, that for my pastor to just preach a message and just pray, and then after the prayers, you are like, let's begin to send you your testimonies.
The confidence alone.
The confidence.
When pastor says, okay, begin to send your testimony, begin to check yourself.
You're on site, so we're streaming online.
The confidence of our man of God. Then before you realize, within like minutes, like all over, then pastor testimonies are just coming in. Then the testimony people are just coming. Pastor, sir. Then I'm like, what's going on here?
The amazing thing about how it's not even mostly the members of the church, because if you're a member of High Life Church, you're already fine. But then, like the invitees.
That's even another point too, because invitees don't share testimonies.
Can I share something?
Okay.
So having my number being projected as well was kind of like a different experience for me. It was a wonderful experience. So I was in the main studio where the service was going on, and all of a sudden I felt this rushing. It was like my head started banging. All of a sudden it was like some serious, like some instantaneous something. I don't know whether I should call it migraine or something. So I stepped outside, and that was when pastor was about to call for testimonies. So I stepped outside, I sat down, I sat myself down. I said, God, I'm in a miracle service. My pastor is praying, he's preaching. And I shook then when pastor, immediately I heard pastor say something like, begin to check yourself, what you couldn't do. So I shook my head, and it wasn't there anymore.
The migraine had disappeared.
Listen, it looked like a joke, but I was the one feeling it, so it's not a joke to me. I promise you, I'm not even gonna lie. Then I went to ask her, I took my phone, I asked her, Sandy, is the number, are are you sure you projected a number? Because I was not seeing, nobody has sent me something. I was like, Sandy, are you sure you've projected this number? And I check, you'll be like, this is the one. So Sandy, check it. Maybe. So I was like, Sandy, I can't see my number. Then Sandy, I've projected you. Look at the thing very well. He said, oh, don't look at this machine. Look at. I was so, you get it. Then I came outside and said, Femi, do you have a testimony? I was like, oh yes, I have small. Say, Ibo, yes, I have some. And instantly I checked my phone and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 at once. Then I just rushed inside. I was giving my. It's amazing.
You see, because when Pastor first started calling for testimonies, it looked like nobody was going to share testimonies. Begin to post your testimonies, send your testimonies. We were streaming outside, so we were standing there saying, hey God, testimonies. And the prayer, you see, one thing that really stood out to me was the anticipation of the prayer for us people. Like they really labored. So they were all standing outside and they were anticipating the testimony. And when someone shared the testimony, he first shouted, he said, wow! And he was screaming, he was so excited. It was like, hey, these things we prayed about them. And then we saw a manifestation of it. So, diving deep into the testimonies.
Amazing.
You are a testimony coordinator.
Yes.
Which testimonies stood out?
Oh, a lot. If you ask me which one stood out, I don't think
you will list everything out for me.
But the thing, I'll just keep going. But the thing for me was that it was, this testimony I've actually been thinking about it, sincerely speaking. How can you tell me that you have a Momo balance of 10 cities? Calm down. No, like, I want to be serious. I want to be for real. Then you receive Momo alert within the service. That's payment received off. You received it. Yes. You understand? Then you see your sister's name written as the one who sent it. Then you call your sister, and your sister tells you, I don't remember sending you any money. In fact, I've not sent you any money. That same dawn, listen, that time the testimony came in, it was like around 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. there. And who sends money at that time? And even after you've seen it, say for something reason she decides to send the money. You call her and she said, I have not sent you any money. But her name is what is written as the sender of the money.
It cannot be a coin. Like this thing is technical. I mean, if I take my phone right now and I send you money, maybe I send you 1,000. My name will appear.
Your name will appear.
It will show that maybe payment you see from Abisha Kwachi.
For it has not made sense to me out to
it. Doesn't
like I'm not even going to lie.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
I've been thinking about it. The reason why I've been thinking, why won't you think about it? I feel like because people were sharing a lot of healing testimonies. So God just wanted to draw our attention that it's not just this. You can look at other areas. You get what I mean?
Yes. And that money was like, I was thinking about like, hey, how? Like this way, I can't explain it to.
It's amazing.
Maybe an angel just took the phone, like, let me just enter details.
No, like this thing, it has to be something very spiritual.
It's called Sunsum Kesi.
It's called Sunsum Kesi. No, for real, it doesn't just happen like that. It doesn't. Like you receive Momo alerts from somebody, and the person tells you, listen, I am not lying to you. I can even swear I have not sent you any money. But the person's name is fully written. Your own sister. You can't tell me you miss your sister's name. And then the Momo number doesn't have one name, like first name. It has a full name.
The full name, like.
Do you know what it would take to find another Abisha Kwachi somewhere?
I know, right? That will send money to you and knows you Bonaventure.
Yes.
Like, I'm sending money
to me. You see that thing? It's weird. It has to be good. It has to be God.
It has to be God. It has to be God. It has to be God. As you are celebrating this financial testimony, may you be positioned to receive your own. Yes. And I want us to talk about this other testimony, since we are starting off with the testimonies that are not healing testimony. This academic testimony of how someone's grade changed from D to an A.
Who was at UG? Who was at UGCS that time? You know, for this kind of testimonies, if there's an atheist watching, but if you have been in High Life Church for a while, you know that
these things,
because we've had testimonies where somebody didn't apply, finished applying for the school and still
Yes,
got it.
still got admission.
She's doing biological science now.
Is he level 200?
Is he level 200? So I understand you if you're an atheist and you're watching,
Yeah,
but I
exactly.
invite you to come and experience
supernatural power of
it.
God.
But we can never be familiar. Although we've seen some before, we can never be familiar with God. God always keep proving to us that yes, because even that one had happened, it has been a while. But God wants to tell us that He is still the supernatural God. He still does things that is beyond imaginable. Because look at that time, and you see, the one thing I know about that testimony is that means the person was expectant of it. That means yes,
because
the person was expectant, because for the person to go and check the results at that time, that means that was the person's worry at that time. Yes, you see, because God will always meet you at your point of expectation, and that is what actually happened there. And the power of God was directed there because in the service yesterday, the power of God was so much available to the extent that I don't want to mention the testimony that came this morning.
We'll enter there later.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. What that particular testimony has shown me is that there is nothing that is impossible for our God. There is nothing that is impossible for our God.
Wow.
For a D to an A, not to a C, to an A.
D to an A.
Look at the time. As at 1 a.m. or so, almost 2 a.m. 2 something.
It is impossible to have somebody to go and change it within that time.
Like,
do you know even what it takes for a lecturer to change your results?
Your results.
I know the process.
Yeah.
Me, I know because I've had issues with my.
It doesn't just work. It's not like the lecturer can just enter something and just.
The lecturer. Let me take you through that. That's my specialty. Let me take you through that. So the lecturer will have to write a letter to the HOD.
Okay.
Your HOD will now write a letter to the academic affairs.
Okay.
Academic affairs have a period that they open the portal for uploading and changing of results. Okay. So it's not that like
automatically just wake up that let me change it.
After it has been approved by the academic affairs, your lecturer will then have to wait for the window for the opening of the portal before that result can be changed. So,
and then I don't think academic affairs will open the portal at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m.
We are even on
Saturday.
On Saturday.
Yes.
Vacation.
No.
This is serious. And it's not like maybe. You see, when you reason it, the people on vacation, they're on vacation. So right now, their results have started coming. So what time do you have to even go and see the lecturer in person that, maybe my results, it was D, but it's not supposed to be right for the person
25th or so.
Yeah, for the lecturer to now go and write a letter and all those things, it cannot have happened. So it means the person checked their MIS web and saw that, this course I got a D, and was like, no, there's an online miracle service coming, and God Himself is going to be there, and decided to add it to the expectation.
Exactly.
So even after Pastor made the prayer, the person just didn't stay there. Pastor said, begin to check yourself.
Exactly.
Begin to check.
Maybe the person doesn't need any healing. All that was on the person's mind is my grade.
Let me go to MIS web. Let me just go and check. And then just like that, the angel went there and changed.
This is so serious. This is so, how you celebrate these testimonies. It really does something to your faith. It really does something to your faith because it's amazing.
In higher life,
why will you hear
such
things?
One grace, it's not just one. Because people think that miracle service, most people center around healing. We'll come to the healing testimonies, but see someone's grade changing from a D to an A.
How do you explain this?
Like, who do you tell?
Who do you tell?
Who will believe our story?
Yes.
Who will believe our story?
Who will believe our report?
Sometimes these things, when you are not in the church that is happening, you will not believe it.
Exactly. You see, these things are not common in churches. You see,
when Pastor started posting testimonies today on our church page, someone said something on the church page that if I was not in Higher Life Church and then someone told me this testimony, I would have never believed.
Exactly. How will you believe? You don't have that faith to even believe it. You can't. You can't capture it because it doesn't make sense to the carnal man. It doesn't make sense. But when you are in a church like Higher Life Church, and look at the things that we've seen. Yes, it's common with us. It's common with us because now we know that there is no extent that God cannot take us. No extent that God cannot take us.
I really thank God for the opportunity to be in Higher Life Church because even for my personal life, I know how when I'm talking to some of my classmates, like we are all like with the course I'm doing, we are like a group of 4 and 2 people are in Higher Life. and then the other people, they are not in Higher Life Church. When I'm speaking to the other person, we are talking about things like, and then it should be like, oh, this thing just connect to the altar and then it will change. Maybe this thing just do this, and the other people will be looking at us like, are these people mad?
Everything
in their
altar.
mind, they were like, why you people, everything in your mind, you think that this is how God is. And then we'll be sharing some of the testimonies and then we'll be celebrating and we're like, so you mean to say this thing happened in your church? I'm like, hey!
Let me share this thing with you. So yesterday, right, the service was a miracle service.
Yeah.
But I happened to receive a prophecy from the man of God during the service. For my brother.
I remember. So okay,
I want to give you a background of
we
what
didn't
happened.
know the person that pastor was prophesying.
It was
we
me.
just saw a young
And coincidentally,
man.
I'm here. Yes. So
Wow,
this is what happened.
Tell us your experience.
When we went to KNUST, right? My brother, he's my stepbrother. We are the same father but different mothers. So he is in Kumasi and he has been having challenges with his fees and all that. And it's been about months. My dad is not minding him. So he spoke to me about fees and all that. He wanted me to help him. I told him that I don't have the money to give him, but what I have is the altar, so he should connect. So he came to see Pastor. I told Pastor said he should connect to the altar and be praying about his fees. Mind you, he has been in the semester, like they are even writing exams. He has even been on my neck, and he wants to. He has not finished his fees, and it has become a major challenge. So he connected to the altar. I think 3 days of answers and evidence, right? He connected, he prayed throughout, and this is a testimony that is pending. He's actually supposed he has sent me the voice note and I said he should type it and send it.
Wow.
So
fresh in box testimony.
It's a fresh in box testimony that I've not shared it with anyone. I've not shared it with anyone yet. So on the Wednesday, he said he was there out of the blue. My dad just called him. After the prayers that we prayed, after the 3 days of the answers and evidence, my dad just called him and asked him that the fees that he's worrying about, how much is it? Somebody who is not minding him for months. Mind you, they've started exams.
Hey.
Yes, they've started exams, and I think he's just playing hide and seek with the lecturers and all that. And my dad just called him, asked him how much is it, and then he just sent him the money to pay. That is not the shocking part for me. So I was waiting to come and share the testimony with Pastor, right? Then Pastor we will celebrate about it. Yesterday during the service when we were sharing testimonies and all, Pastor just
God,
out of the blue, young man, your brother thinks he will not finish the school, but he will finish. People will just help him. And I was just thinking about it. How did the man of God know? Because I've not spoken about it to him. No, I've not said anything.
He's not aware. Man of God, no. He's a spirit.
Yes. And
he's a spirit.
This is something that, and talking about he receiving help from other people to help him finish the school. There is this man of God that he goes to sing for. He actually sings. The man of God sent him 2,000 Ghana cedis to help. Yes, for the school.
For the school.
Yes.
Wow.
This is something that I have not shared with us. It's all part of the testimony.
Hey.
And for the man
in
of God,
this Ghana, for someone to take their 2,000 cedis, you are not related to the person. You are not the person.
So I was just asking myself, how did the man of God know? Because yesterday was an online miracle service.
Hey.
When I was sitting beside,
I thought you had told him something.
Yes.
Like said it so casually, like.
Yes. You see, those of us who are connected online, we just saw Pastor point at someone, that young man. Your brother thinks you will not.
There is a lot to that, and all that you see, because he's writing exams. That's why, he had typed the testimony, and he said he'll be sending it. So yesterday, when we were having the service, he was connected, but he's writing a paper today. So he told me that he's going off.
Okay.
So when he came back, I go and say, hey, a prophecy came for you. So
go
back and go and watch.
Wow.
And he went to watch, and he was thinking that he said, hey, even this man sent him money for this, now he's receiving help from people. And said, that way, because when we went to KNUS, he went to see the man of God. The man of God prayed for him because he wanted me to give him money, but I'm not here. He said I should give him the money to help him with the school and all that. I said, Peter posted something. He said, such as I have, what I have was the altar. I said he should connect to the altar. Come and see the man of God.
Wow.
And then now he sorted. But how did the man of God know? Because this is something that I was now planning on coming to send to the man of God.
That this is the
and it wasn't a prophetic service. It was an online miracle service. Amazing.
God was really looking out for people, and God located you. You see, how did the man of God know? How did the man? It brings my mind to the fact that Pastor always tells us that his first calling is to be a prophet. So whether we are having midweek service we are having teaching seminar, whatever we are having, the prophetic DA, it is conk. It will be there to operate. And I'm really grateful to God that
look at the word of knowledge that came yesterday. Do you know, as we started with the prophetic, you know,
yes.
Pastor talked about, he mentioned something that there was a woman lying in a brown chair,
yes,
a brown sofa, and you see, the girl was like, the mom was not in the house, right? The mom had gone to the auntie's place, so he called the mom, and then he asked the mom that, Mom, are you in a couch? I said, yes. Is the couch brown? Oh, say yes.
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
Please,
like
the couch we have is not brown, it's cream and black.
This is serious. Like,
so
this is so serious.
That the person's couch should be brown. The mom is lying the couch.
Yes.
And
then you see, you know, not just about the prophetic. And he said, Mom, that your spine pain. You know, we've not gone into the pain yet.
Yes,
that your spine pain.
We are talking about the way
I used to feel it. I said, no. And I'm sure the mom will be like, how did she know? Why is she asking me at this time? Hey, like
online Miraculous.
Like it was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
The beautiful thing inside is that the mom now told the girl that because I'm not feeling the pain, I want to go and recheck in the hospital tomorrow.
To be sure.
Because the thing is, she knows I'm supposed to have this pain in my spine. You get it? But then I'm not feeling it. So is it that the condition is totally gone or what is happening? So let me go to the hospital tomorrow.
And I know that she'll be coming back with
she wouldn't. Yeah, she wouldn't have thought of going to check if the pain was still there, because that is the natural order. The natural order is that she has a pain, but then the switch in it is making her something. Is it that I'm
what is
healed?
happening?
What is it? So let me go and verify.
And
you know, Abishagma, a beautiful testimony came yesterday. I couldn't share it online, you know, during the service. So can I share here? I can share the testimony.
Yeah, you can share it.
Amazing. A certain young lady shared with me, and she was like, listen, Mr. Caleb, she said she fell asleep during the service. You get it? And she couldn't connect, so she slept off. And when she slept off, she had a dream. And in her dream, she saw a certain man. And a certain man was chasing her and wanting to, you know, attack her. And that man was pointing to her tummy, about to attack her. And then she pulled something to use to hit the man. And when she took the thing to hit the man, she suddenly woke up. So when she woke up, she tested the person who invited her that, oh, I'm sorry, I slept off. And she said, oh, no problem, you there, connect. She said immediately she woke up, she had a serious stomach ache, because in her dream the man was pointing to her stomach, so she had a serious stomach ache. And then she said instantly when she woke up after the test, she connected to the service. You get it? When she connected to the service, we were sharing testimonies. Within that season, in joining the other people to rejoice over their testimonies, she was healed.
Wow. Testimonies, baby. Testimonies.
Charlie.
Just by celebrating the testimony,
Charlie,
she was healed.
I'm telling you.
This is the manifestation of the God of mercy at work. Because she didn't even join to like pray.
She didn't listen to the message.
Expectations. She didn't do anything. She just woke up and like, oh, I'm now awake. Oh, what's up? And I connected. Let's see. And connected. We are sharing testimonies. And just like that,
Abishagma, amazingly, okay. The person who shared a testimony about the broken wrist, like, Charlie, that testimony is serious. So, like, let's be very sincere. Like,
let's analyze it. Now that we've zoomed in into the health testimonies.
Listen, Brother Moses, it's very serious. This person shared that the wrist was broken. So, because he had an injury in the wrist, so you get it. And when it's broken like that, when you are doing certain work, something like push-up or something, the wrist is very important in doing it. If it's broken, you can't do it.
When it comes to anything that has to do with bone pain,
yes,
because of my experience with my shoulder,
it's not a joke.
You can cry.
Yes.
The pain level, I don't know whether we have people who can measure the pain level when it comes to anything that is associated with bone. Any injury that is associated with bone. It's serious. Hey, you can scream. So when somebody says the wrist is broken, to you as an audience are watching or sharing away you home.
But the thing is, if it's your flesh, it's outside, you can maybe do something. But when it's inside,
crazy.
Jesus.
When somebody the way you will scream, people will think maybe you are exaggerating. But the kind of pain it is, you can't explain it until you experience it. you will cry, like you will not even know what to do to yourself. And looking at the position of the injury,
the
that's
wrist,
very serious.
that's
Your
very
wrist.
serious. So you said it got broken, then it was like, oh, they fixed it for him. You get what I mean? So it was fixed, and that was it. You understand? But then he realized that he couldn't. So it's like when the thing is fixed, you are like, okay, so it's fixed. But then he realized that he couldn't do past a certain limit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because right now the thing is not like it's solidly.
I understand it perfectly because you see, when I had my shoulder removed, right, they will caution you because the limit is like a pineal point where immediately you pass it, it can remove again.
It can remove again.
Yes,
exactly.
And
so
sometimes when you are just there, you'll be hearing noises.
Yes.
That shows that the thing is fixed, but it's not fixed.
Yes.
So that's what he's saying, that he cannot pass that limit. So he knows that the risks, although they fixed it,
yes.
sometimes when he tries doing something, but they're telling you that, Masa,
be very careful.
Be very careful.
So according to this guy, he said that so within the service, there is this pain that is always there. You get it? So within the service, it was like, okay, the pain is not there again. So is it that I am totally healed or what? So the pain is not there. So is it that I'm totally healed now or what? He said, okay, let me do what I couldn't do before. I couldn't do push-ups. You get it? So let me do push-up. And instantly he did 30 push-ups. And then, listen, if he did a 30, he did a 30 push-up and then felt pain in the hand, that would have been like, okay, at least you get it, but at least. But this guy is telling me, no, like, come on. Some people are not childish. They are not looking to give you funds. The number is not saved on my phone. I don't know this person. He doesn't want to give you funds for anything.
Yeah.
He says that when he finished, he didn't feel any single pain in that hand.
Hey, like just like that.
You know, this is not a small testimony. This is not a small testimony at all. That after a wrist pain, 30 push-up on that instant, and you're not feeling any pain. And no, the person is a grown-up person for sure.
Yes.
Able to do a 30 push-up, that means the person is quite grown. Yes. The person not just type anything.
Amazing.
30 push-ups.
One thing about this is that the fact that the person is a complete stranger. It's not a member that you think that the member wants to boost your morale, that something happening.
No.
Like a complete stranger who had this issue and realized that this one, the mighty hand of God has touched me. The mighty hand of God has healed me and decided to share their testimony.
It's serious.
It is serious.
Like, you see, with these kind of bone pains, it takes time, my people. Like, you'll be getting healed, then
small.
Yes. But for that instant, and to do it and not feel any pain, that, first of all, you are considering the wrist not dislocating again.
Yeah.
And to think of now, that's not even a concern. You are not feeling any pain at all. God is amazing. Until you experience these kind of pains, you will not appreciate these kind of testimonies you are sharing. But when you find yourself in such a situation, you can ask those footballers and stuff. Somebody can get, an injury, and a whole season he will not be playing. Just as a small injury pain, like as I was saying, when it comes to issues of bones, like they don't joke with it at all. You would have to be given like 6 months, 1 year, just giving you treatment, wrist pain. It's serious. And for just a miracle service, just a little session, and for that pain to just disappear, and to do how many push-ups? 30 push-ups. Oh God, tell me a different story. I can relate so much because of what I have experienced. Maybe you don't appreciate it, but this is a very serious testimony.
It's a very serious testimony.
I'm sure, man, people are still sending me testimonies, right?
People are still sending me testimonies. Hey, like, this is serious. One testimony I want us to talk about was the testimony about the person was stammering. Because, this is not the first time we've received a testimony about stammering.
Charlie.
I clearly remember when the other miracle service, it was an on-site miracle service, the lady, it was a Sisi. The lady was stammering.
I'm sure, do you know one of the things I so love about my pastor is that he hates to fake things.
Yes.
He hates it. So there were sometimes you were shouting about testimony some time ago. We'll be shouting, and then he will come and he will text on the testimony coordinator speech, you say, if the person that didn't say it and you say it, I'll remove you from being a testimony coordinator. He's so firm about it.
Yes, and
you get it.
Like you can see as integrity.
That's the integrity. It tells you the level you are in. If not, when you move higher, you will not see you
think
grow.
that, we are looking for testimony, so anything that comes, But one thing I see about the testimony is that if a testimony happens, after maybe they come and share it, we go back to investigate.
Yes.
We don't just leave it that, you said this happened for
exactly.
you.
Or the coordinator's page, maybe you don't see, but sometimes because we, by God's grace, we happen to be there, thanks to God. Like you see, pastor would alert somebody, would be like, no, follow up on this person. I want to get more details on this testimony. Follow up on the and sometimes the person, you will say, let the person come and see me
to confirm
after service. Then you ask the person.
Want to be sure.
One time I happened to be in one of those sessions and I asked the person, sister, were you true? You true, pa? Like, were you sure? The person,
people whose testimony I remember pastor confirmed before we even talked about it was Tracy mother's testimony about how she couldn't taste.
Yes.
And pastor was like, hey, this person in quotes like, Mami will on like on your my taste has been restored. Like she's a grown woman.
Abhishek might tell you, mommy is one of the people who has the biggest of. If she's watching right now, I can see it any single way. She has amazing testimony. Her faith is massive. But talking about, because I came here because of the stammering. Because the thing is, during the first one that happened, pastor made the leaders, the people who invited the person to call the person consistently to talk to the person and find out. But if you're a stammerer, you can't talk up to a certain point without stammering. Yes. So pastor wanted have one-on-one conversation, find out if the person will stammer. Sometimes they made a call, 30 minutes conversation with the person, and the person had not stammered even once. You get it? So if this person is sharing that, listen, and the person called Sir Michael, it wasn't this testimony didn't come like a test. It was a call.
Wow.
It was a call. So the person called and said,
Debbie, I don't want to cut you.
Okay, go on.
See, the fact that it came as a call, it must say, boy, no, a person be a call.
Yes.
A person be a call, because stammer calling there.
Charlie, sure.
Stammer calling, take 30 minutes or 1 hour, not almost in a corner. So, but to show that, yes, something has happened,
yes. He called and then he told him, like, I used to stammer. My stammering is gone. Because I've been talking, and he will not just call and say, I used to stammer, but my stammering is gone. He should have tried. So he was there, he was like, so bring me this and let me do this and let me do this. Just talking to himself and he realized that he was not stammering.
And when you called, you spoke to him.
And stammering is incurable.
Yes.
There is no medication for stammering. There is nothing for stammering. If you stammer, you stammer. If you ever stop, unless God intercepts.
Let's go,
It's amazing. It's amazing. I
like,
tell you.
for how many minutes were you guys speaking to him?
Like they spoke for a while because I didn't take that testimony personally, but it was Sir Michael who took it.
Yeah.
But
because I remember when he was sharing the testimony, he spoke about how he has been speaking to the person. He gave the phone to say Igbo.
Yes, to also speak to the person. So it was not like we just called and spoke for 1 minute.
1 minute
and you
like, okay.
Like the testimony coordinators, pastor gives us training for how to do the work. So if you call him and tell him that I used to stammer, he knows that, okay, what if you talk for just 1 minute and he didn't mention something? So he spoke for a while. He will give it to another person to engage the person to be very sure. That's the training pastor gives us. So this testimony is solid.
But why will you call? Why will you just call? If I'm not stammering, I'll just call. I used to stammer.
But I'm not stammering.
I'm not stammering.
Actually, guys, be logic.
There is something about this testimony. There is something so unique about this testimony. That somebody who used to stammer. Like we are talking about a baby. That's what we're talking about. Maybe you don't know as we are talking. You don't know what we are talking about. Stammering is one of the deficiencies that it's very irritating. That you want to mention one word. You want to mention one word. It can take you like.
Oh.
You just have to cut it short.
Like he hinders you because.
And to be healed in a service that you were not present for. These things, I've seen stammers being healed in a service. And in the service, the person will have to come in front. And then the person will pray for the person. The man will go to pray for the person. They will tell the person to speak a word. Maybe the thing wasn't perfect. Then they'll pray again. And then it will start getting better. Then finally perfection. But for the person to connect online And then on the online, the person noticed that he has been healed, start talking, then picks a phone, call the number, and tell them, speaks to them, and tell them that I am healed of my stabbing.
No.
No. This isn't a small thing. No, this is a very big deal.
It's too amazing.
Wow.
It's too amazing.
Our God is amazing.
And there are lots of testimonies. But one thing I want to emphasize about is the fact that even after the miracle service, people have been receiving testimonies. Like it didn't just end in the service, because that's one consciousness you should carry. Because some people, they feel like, oh, in the miracle service, maybe I had this expectation and then maybe it has not been met. But after the miracle service, people have been receiving testimonies. So Bonaventure has been sharing about how people, as at now that he's seated here, people are testing him.
I'm actually reading.
He's reading testimonies.
You know the
People
testimony
have
that
been
came.
So the testimony that came this morning. Yeah.
That testimony shows us the mercy of God.
You see, that testimony was shared by one of my members. So when I was surprised to see him, we were just on the church page, and the pastor started talking, like our church coordinator was talking, like typing something, and then he just posted it on the church page, and he did it view once. You see, when you're sending a picture, like you can do it as view once. So I was going through, I wasn't online then. So when I came online, I was like, hey!
Another
testimony has happened.
Okay,
Let me.
Listen. Maybe I should talk about this. Let me talk about.
So you talk about it.
So this person was like, yesterday during the prayers and testimony sharing, I tapped into the healing blessing and committed my back pain and my mom, who is being admitted to the hospital for 4 days now. And I declared in the comment section saying she will be discharged today. You get it? And then do you remember Pastor prayed about somebody being in the hospital and all?
And then
Exactly. They'll be discharged and all. Exactly. This person shared that. So being in the hospital for 4 days, you get it? Sleeping there. Listen, if they put you in the hospital to sleep in the hospital, you pay. So you know that you can't waste that kind of money if your condition is not serious. It means the condition is serious. Yes. Exactly. This guy said he called his mother this morning, after the service, called the mother, and the mother said, called the mother the morning after the service. Okay. So you see the service ended at dawn, so like morning time. And then the mother was like, the doctor just came to me and told me that, after my checkup, that I am fine now, so we can get ready to get me home and all.
Wherever you are, type glory in the comment section. If you can shout glory. Because this is serious.
The person said, okay, and we can get ready to leave. As we speak now, she has been discharged. My back pain has been relieved.
All the expectations,
because the person was worried about the back pain, and then the mother being so the mother is discharged and the back pain is gone.
God is amazing. God is amazing. God is amazing.
God is good.
Back to the testimony I was sharing.
Yes, I really want to know the details of that.
The person he just sent it to the page, view once. So when I opened it, I was like, I saw maybe it was like so it was morning, so today, and then he had typed that, maybe hello, good morning. I think he sent a broadcast message to all his invitees to thank them for joining, and then they should expect their testimonies. I read it, so it was like, be expecting your testimony. So the person was like, hey, I joined the session and I've even received my testimony and shared about how like everything happened. And so the person just posted his viewers. So when I saw it, I was like, why is it viewers? Then pastor kept the type, why is it viewers? And then he took a screenshot and then posted the testimony. The person slept off.
Please go deeper.
The person slept off. It's not like maybe the person was connected with us. I want to open the thing and then read it verbatim so that you see it. The person didn't just like maybe join the session. The person slept off.
I want to know,
messy,
read the testimony. Then let's analyze and disintegrate this particular testimony, because
this is absolute messy.
I was trying to think about the testimony, but I couldn't think. Yes, okay.
He said, good morning. So this is the message of the member today, right? He was like, good morning, sir. So message from the member to the invitee. It was like, "Good morning, sir or madam. Hope you are doing good. I would like to use this opportunity to thank you for your support in making our program a success. God bless you super abundantly. Your testimony is on the way coming." And then the person replied that, "Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate. I had my testimony yesterday." So the member replied that, "Can you tell me?" And she said, "Do you know my left ear couldn't hear like my right, but yesterday I received my healing." The left ear couldn't hear like the right, but yesterday she received a healing. And then she was like, the person should do a voice note, like, because the test, we can't talk about it. He said the person should do a voice note about it. And then when he was like, the person should do a voice note about it, that's when the person, like, we wanted the person to do either a voice note or type the testimony well, so that we can see it and then we can appreciate what God is doing. And that is when the person typed their testimony just like that. And even after that, she said, "I want to read the testimony." So it was like this one. It was like at exactly 9 p.m. I was connected and began watching the ministration. So during the session, we were instructed to write down our expectations. I took my diary and listed mine. One of them was healing for my left ear, which was giving me trouble for a while. So as the pastor preached, I was fully awake and focused. But somewhere along the way, I unexpectedly fell asleep. I didn't even realize what happened. A fearful demon happened. I woke up at 2 a.m. to see people already sending in their testimonies. I felt a bit upset with myself because I really wanted to stay awake and pray for my healing, the mercy of God. Then something amazing happened. I normally wear earpiece to help me hear better. But when I woke up, I noticed a significant change.
That is a hearing aid. That is a hearing aid. I have this friend who wears this hearing aid,
okay.
and she can be standing with you, and she won't know. She won't hear you.
He said, "I noticed a significant change. I tested myself by covering my right ear, and to my surprise, I could hear perfectly well with my left ear." Exclamation mark.
The mercy of God.
Exclamation mark. It means you are surprised.
Like
said,
that's
God. And she's going further to explain. She said, "God healed me even while I was sleeping.
Yes.
I give him all the glory. He's truly merciful and works in ways beyond our understanding."
I really wish you could type how long this has been for
I'm sure we will interview the person.
For all you know, this thing would have been for years.
And
to the extent of using a hearing aid. That means it's very serious. Very, very serious.
She further specified how God healed her when she didn't even pray about it. Like, she couldn't join the prayers. She joined because she wanted to stay and then listen and then pray about her hearing problem. And she couldn't stay. But then the angel of God still located her by his mercies.
Wow. This is so amazing. This is so amazing. Using a hearing aid. That means it's serious for you to go to hospital for them to get you a hearing aid. And now everything is now back normal. Even when you slept in the service.
Woke up and now.
Even when you slept, I'm not even sure. That means she missed the prayer.
She missed the prayer aspect.
Yes, she missed it.
She missed it.
She
started, she was focused.
She missed it.
She wanted to pray about it. But then when Pastor came, the fearful people did things and then they blew powder in her and then her eyes closed.
It all boils back to what I said earlier, that this particular service showed me the words of the man of God. Because the man of God said that this particular service, you don't need any faith to connect. No faith. Because even the time we're praying, she's asleep.
She's asleep.
But still, the mercy of God.
The mercy of God. Wow.
Yesterday service.
It's been 1 hour since we started speaking. It's been 1 hour since we started
I'm not
speaking.
sure, a whole day will be enough for us.
The whole day will not be enough to talk about the wonderful things God did in our online miracle service. We've not even spoken about a lot of testimonies.
We're not even spoken about Mariana, her dad's testimony. Yeah,
we've not spoken.
Yes, because for your eye to be totally dark And then now you could now anticipate that you are seeing that we are seeing
something.
blurry.
I can see a light. You can see blurry things.
And this is a service. You see, the thing that stands out to me is that this is a service that the man was not there
on site.
The man is not
the
there.
Man didn't
on
connect.
site.
It's the daughter that is there, like standing in for the father.
God. This is so amazing. These things, you keep hearing them over and over and over. That guy whose mom, left here had been, there for like about years. He couldn't hear for years, about 30-something years or so. And that one too, the woman was not there. How these things work in our church is so like
it's supernatural.
It's supernatural.
It's not normal. It's
all
not
that we need is somebody to just connect for you. That's all. Just somebody should just be there, standing in the gap for you. And even those who are there and even slept, oh God, connected and asleep. God to show them mercy. The session was quite, pastor session was not really that long. The entire service from 9, all those sessions. Pastor session was not really that long, but the impact of the service. The impact of the session.
I have to go back and play it over and over and over and over again. And even with the time that has been allocated to where we are supposed to be doing this for 1 hour, we've not even been able to dissect all the testimonies. Actually, we cannot dissect it.
Pastor just texted on the coordinator's page that on Sunday, so make sure you're in service on Sunday. On Sunday, we'll be running through all the testimonies that we
have to run through because, you see, as I was sitting here and we are talking about the testimony, I want to raise a song for us to sing, but I'm like, oh, this is not part of this is not part of what you are supposed to do. And on Sunday, I'm sure we'll be reading the testimonies, we'll be talking about it, and then we'll be thanking God because these things are marvelous, great things, wonders without number. Like the scripture is in Job chapter 9 verse 10. It says, God who doeth great things past finding out, yea, and wonders without number. That was the experience for this online miracle service. Great things past finding out.
Somebody just tested in the comment section. I think alone he's talking about Beatrice's testimony. It's a man. Many. For a man to tell you that something has happened, there's a change.
You're there.
I'm like BBAC.
So, like practically, imagine your father. You know you're watching me. Your father will admit to you that I was feeling this pain. Even the normal guys, I have a little brother. If the person is not feeling well, unless maybe Adina is serious, now a father, a grown-up figure is telling you that I couldn't see my left, was it right eye?
I think the left eye.
And then just like that,
so
because of the prayers,
total darkness, and now it's becoming blurry.
Amazing.
You are not on site.
It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. The things that God is doing in High Life Church, it's mind blowing. So I'll let my panelists share one last words, and then we'll end here because our time is past time. Sebi,
all right.
Online miracle service.
All right. Sorry. Thanks again to Doc for actually getting me here. This is my first time. Sorry, it's my first time on the Wonders of God. It's an amazing show, I tell you. The online miracle service was powerful. We've come to understand the power of God. Like, listen, if you hear some of these testimonies like this, it should make you expectant of yours.
Of your own testimony.
Maybe within the service you didn't see something. God made somebody receive money in a supernatural way.
Yes.
A lot of things. People were convicted in their hearts and all of those things. So you personally get your feet up and expectant, because the testimony of the guy who said he has stiffness in his head and his neck, so he couldn't turn it, and it's been like that for 3 good years. But then within the service, when the man of God declared, he tried. Listen, he texted me. He said, I've been trying to turn my head like 360, and my head, I'm actually not feeling any single pain. And the mere fact that I'm able to turn it is a miracle. It's a miracle. So it's amazing. So believe God for your own and hold fast to the words. Thank you.
Believe God for your own. So wherever you are, believe God for your own testimony. Say Moses.
All right. So first of all, I'd like to thank the man of God, Pastor Stephen, for this great privilege. I'm not part of the Wonders of God team, but favor located me today, and I'm here. I really thank you, man of God. I love you so much. All right. So in my last words, what I would say is that in such a service, right, I believe so much that the power of God was so much available, and there were lots of declarations that came in the service, and I believe so much that you can go back, cut that portion of the service, that portion of the declaration that you know stood out for you, and pray with it, because the power is still available. People are still sending in their testimony, because it was an online service. That means so far as there is internet and there's still online, there are still miracles happening, and you can still have your testimony from there. And one thing is that never get familiar with testimonies. Never get familiar with the man of God, because the man of God said that God has promoted the church. God has promoted the church, and the promotion, started with this particular service. So be conscious of it. Not just, just as the church has been promoted in your personal life, in your personal endeavors, whatever you do, be conscious of the fact that there's been a promotion. I went to the service with my own expectation, and I know that because of this particular service, because these testimonies are, they show you that your expectation is too small for God. Yes, too small for God. And you should believe that it's done. Don't have any iota of doubt in your heart. Sometimes because you've been around for a very long time, you feel like, oh, it's outsiders that share testimony. So you've conditioned your mind to always think that when it comes to testimonies, you can't share some. No, not at all. So far as you're a High Life Church member, I know most of you are watching me are High Life Church members. Condition your mind that these testimonies can't just be, and you would also experience yours. Thank you very much, Ma, for this amazing opportunity.
Wow. Amazing. So we are almost ending our session, and I'd like to talk to you about the Altar of Answered Prayers. Since you are done with our online miracle service, Altar of Answered Prayers is a prayer platform where we pray every Monday to Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. The same way we got over 11,000 people watching live for online miracle service. Don't say that, oh, we are done with online miracle service, so we are done. We have this prayer platform where every day miracles happen. It is the same God that was on the online miracle service. That's the same God coming for the Altar of Answered Prayers. That's the same God coming for. That's the same, and it's the same man of God too coming for the Altar of Answered Prayers. So even with all that we've received, all the testimonies you are celebrating, make up your mind that this week you'll be part of the people who make the Altar of Answered Prayers a success. Last week we recorded an attendance that we've not seen before. On Tuesday, me myself, when I was watching, I was like, hey, is this real? What is happening? Like, I couldn't believe it. I was sharing my experience with one person that, you see, Tuesday is supposed to be handled by Legon Church too. So when we began the prayer, my church coordinator sent screenshots and they posted it on the Altar of Answered Prayers team page. And she was like, is it because you are fasting? So I saw the message and I was like, I didn't open it. I was like, hey, why? Is it that attendance is bad or what is happening now? When I checked, the number of people that were connected, I was shocked. And I believe that we can do it once again by making up our minds that we will ensure that we share the link, we tell people about what God is doing. It doesn't just end with we celebrating the testimonies. That's something that people are not actually taught. Like maybe when you encounter the power of God, it doesn't just end with you just sharing the testimony or celebrating people's testimony. You go and then you tell other people about it. The woman that encountered Jesus at the well, when she encountered Jesus at the well, she didn't just be there that, oh, when she went back, she went to tell the whole city that come and see someone that I've met, and then the person was able to tell me everything about my life. She didn't keep it to herself. So you joined maybe online miracle service, you joined Altar of Answered Prayers, you've received testimonies, your family has received testimony. Even if you've not received testimony, you've seen what God is doing. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell someone about it. Make a conscious effort. Don't wait and then it's 9 p.m. then you post the link on your status. Kindly join.
Abishakuma, I don't want to cut you short, but there's a testimony that if you don't share and I leave here, I'll regret not sharing. The lady that, when she looks at the light, it pierces the eye. That was, they mentioned some name before it. Me, I'm a science guy, but that particular word, I couldn't remember. They will mention photophobic or something.
Phobia.
Yes. That
means
you
fear of light.
Fear of light. Like when you look, you start the light, it start piercing your eye.
Yeah.
And during the service, the man of God prays and then do something you cannot do before. The person now goes and switches on all the lights. I think about 3 lights in the hall or something. Stares at it, and then now it's not piercing anymore. So B, photophobia. This one, that one, it's those diseases. They are DB diseases. So you'll be paying thousands of cities. Yeah,
and
you have to get lens and things.
The person said that now is not going to use the lenses again.
Wow. Because you got lens in the board. Also, be audibet you suicide. Yeah, that's like our time is up. It's amazing. We'll go on and on. Yesterday's service was amazing. It was really amazing.
Our time is up, and I'd like to thank my panel for joining me here today. We'll come back to you next week with mightier wonders of God, mightier testimonies. So ensure that you join next week, and then ensure you join the altar of answered prayers.